He used to go to his shiurim in Yerushalayim.
See, I wasn't lying.
Yeah, so it was Yehuda, I think was his name. I don't remember.
It was.
Yeah.
Tune in. Give me a call or something.
Yeah.
Now, you know, it's weird. I feel like I'm finally, like, getting back into the swing of things after, you know, the big drop from Israel. Just in time to be falling again.
Yeah, into the diaspora.
It's going to be, I don't know what life is going to be like over there. In Vegas.
Okay, we're live with this week's Torah portion. It's
I bought a bunch of stuff. I
great.
didn't know what to do.
Great.
I thought we'd put the moon
Franz
on it,
Kafka.
but I just love that picture. You
Yeah.
know, they just don't take pictures like that anymore. Is it coming up on the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, I also brought you something else.
Oh, great.
In line with all the comments you've been making lately about blue-collar Jews.
Oh, yeah, Jews with muscles.
Blue Jews, blues, I don't know what you call it.
So
You ready?
show me.
You ready
Yeah,
for this?
Yeah, yeah,
You ready?
Yeah. Rabbi Reuter. Rabbi Reuter. Very competitive race. There are a lot of Jews in plumbing. A lot of Jews. Is it plumbing? Yeah, plumbers. Yeah. Rabbi Reuter. Very competitive race. We unclog and clean. Wow, emergency service is our specialty. They're number one in the number two business. Wow, Rabbi Reuter.
No, I lived in an area. When I lived in Flatbush, it was kind of like very dichotomized that way. It's actually sort of relevant. But you know, what happens is a lot of guys who like spend a lot of time in yeshiva, but don't become great rabbanim.
Right.
They come out after that, and they don't have like education or skills.
Right.
So they find themselves. A lot of people were doing burglar alarm systems, stuff like that, and this just down the street. It was kind of weird. So I guess it was sort of. Are we?
Yeah, we're on. Let me fiddle around with it. But go ahead. Tell me the story.
No, so it's like in that one area, you had a lot of like post yeshiva guys in the self-employed area.
Yeah.
And just a few streets over, you had like the really, you know, all your lawyers, doctors, all your white collar people, like 2 blocks over.
Right.
With their rabbanim. So the more successful yeshivish guys were also in that street. And it was just on the main street of a couple of major yeshivas. So it's a known phenomenon. I don't know if there's anything wrong or not wrong. It's society.
But I'm just used to modern Orthodox shuls where everybody went to college, and suddenly I step into Haredi shul, and almost nobody went to college. It's quite a change.
Well, even that's very much changed now. I love, I mean, all my relatives who, from outside appearance, you know, they wear streitlach and white socks and the whole standard outfit. They all have degrees, CPA degrees or computer degrees or other such things from Torah or other such places. So it's different than Israel. It's a different society.
What do you mean it's different from Israel?
Well, in Israel you had, a couple of decades ago, you had the Chazon Ish, who stated very clearly that the Haredi word in Israel would be not one that did not work, and that lived off of Torah, etc. So that was a novel innovation.
Yeah.
But in the United States, where the Haredi world is mostly post-European, and didn't pass through that route, they're still used to the idea of coal for a couple of years and then you work.
Right.
Get into your in-laws' business or train or do something.
Right. So this week's Torah portion is Vayet Hanan, starting with Deuteronomy chapter 3, verse 23, and going well into chapter 7. And the Because I'm going to fiddle around with the cam, but don't worry about me. Let's just keep talking. Is there anything that you find interesting about this very rich Pasha?
Oh, there's a lot of stuff. I brought a variety of materials. I mean, I have my own stuff about prayer and failure that I like.
Yeah.
At the for the beginning of the Pasha, where Moshe is told that he can't go into the land.
Right.
And I think there's some interesting things. And interesting, I texted myself a Dvar Torah today while I was sitting in the Bezdin. You know, there's an hour where they write the get. So I actually went down to the Beit Midrash and I found something new. So I have a new concept that we can share.
Great.
I like that.
Yeah.
You gotta turn every bad situation into an opportunity of some sort.
Yeah. So what did you find?
Well, so we're going to talk about Moshe? Depends.
Sure.
Depends what you want to do. And then I brought some stuff. It's a particularly rich set of collection of statements attributed to the Baal Shem Tov. So I thought we'd go back to the very root and core of the Hasidic experience, or Hasidic textuality, and come up with some of those ideas. About Shema, for example. You were oddly enough thinking about love in the week that love is the central theme of the Parsha, or the central theme of the most famous part of the Parsha. So I thought we could talk a little bit about love. Not that I know anything at all about it. And there's tshuva, and maybe as we talk we'll find some links between those things. And then I always like to bring up
Kafka.
Franz K. I brought him in the original. I brought him in the German this time because it sounds cooler.
So those are a lot of possibilities. Why don't you pick one to start with?
What would you like to do? And there's tshuva we threw in there too. I have one on tshuva. I want to say one. Since I have the book open, and it struck me. Let's get a little zinger in right from the start. So if you look a little bit further, it says Bikashta Misham. Yeah. A lot of stuff here. A lot of really good stuff in this parsha. The only problem is that when you're sitting there under a camera, you never find stuff in time.
Okay, we got nothing but time, so
yeah, but we don't.
I'll just babble. Tell me.
You don't edit.
That's true. I don't. So here are some of the highlights for me, and you just break in when you found what you want. Moses blaming the Jews for him not getting into the Promised Land.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about that.
I don't know if that's how I would phrase it either, but yeah, that's kind of a... Go on.
Well,
that's the Jewish way. When somebody tells a joke, you have to tell. The response is, "No, it goes this way."
Okay.
So keep going.
When God lets Moses look into the Promised Land, is this torture or kindness?
Oh, I have a lot on that. That's actually my new... So today I have a brand new answer for you to that question.
Okay.
So stay tuned.
Moshe would have done anything to enter the Promised Land, but we sit here in the diaspora.
That's what I brought Kafka about.
Okay. What does it mean to not add and not subtract from the Torah? For instance, the Torah says that Passover should be 7 days, yet we Orthodox Jews in diaspora keep 8. It seems pretty obvious that it's okay to threaten people because Moses certainly threatens the Israelites in chapter 4, verse 3. Purpose of the law...
Chapter 4, verse 3, what do you mean?
Yeah, it's okay to threaten people.
Okay to threaten people.
Yeah, because that's like very classic in the Torah. There are blessings and curses, and you lay the smack down. No.
Well, I think no. That's I don't know if that's. Well, I guess
your eyes have seen what
people.
Your eyes have seen what Hashem did with Baal Peor. For every man that followed Baal Peor, Hashem your God destroyed him from your midst.
Yeah, but the next line is, but you guys who didn't do that, you're all doing well.
So you don't think that threats are a major part of the Torah?
I don't know
that God is like threatening curses. I mean, we've got these horrible curses and.
Well, he didn't say, I'm going to whip you. He showed that's what happened. That's what happened.
You don't think threats are a major part of the Torah?